Welcome to the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship, proudly presented by CueSports International and hosted here in Las Vegas at Griff's Billiards. It's a first-round matchup. It is alternate break, race to 8. Now let's meet our first two opponents. First up, hailing from the Philippines, can we put our hands together for James Aranas? And his opponent, hailing from the United States of America, Billy Thorpe. Gentlemen, you may lag for break and have a great match.
Welcome, everyone. U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships, Las Vegas, Nevada, Griff's Billiards. First day. George Teache and Jeremy Jones bringing you the live action right from Griff's. We just got done with a great 10-ball U.S. Open, and now we start the 8-ball, and we got a great match for you to begin with. Jeremy?
Yeah, two of many young guns in our sport today, James Aranas and young Billy Thorpe. Philippines and America, a very common clash in the world of pocket billiards. But yeah, we just finished the U.S. Open 10-ball, and Marco Tutzer, who won that, he doesn't have much time to celebrate. He's right back here at the noon hour in a tough match, trying to get a hold of that all-around title that he's in the lead for. Now James off to break the balls in game one. And we're playing CSI rules, which is open table if you make one on the break. A couple differences is we're playing with a regular triangle rack for the 8-ball. And immediately you can see, just because of the starter alone, the stripes are just really nice. Don't see them going with the solids. Just because both of them are really nice. Really,
yeah, the
solids and the stripes are very runnable. So a lot of times that'll tell you, let me take the easier starter. That way at least I get control and I get on with my run.
Wow, he clears these 3 balls down here, starting with the 9, and then goes up for the 3 on the left side, and he's out because the 12 balls lends itself for the last shot for the 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure he got on the stripe he wanted to get on, which was, what is that, the 12 ball there, or well, let's see, no, 14. It's got to be the 14, right? The one near the green.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get my colors down. With
the 14's over by the side pocket.
Okay, so that's the 12 then.
So that's a 15.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay,
okay,
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, these balls mix me up. That the 14 ball and the 15 ball are very close in color. 14 being that kind of a lime green by the side pocket.
That's right,
there.
just like the 7, which would be normally maroon. And it's, yeah, okay. So I like him going down to get that lonely 10 ball as early as possible. Now here he's just got to follow his ball, the rail, and he's always got the option. He's trying to fall on that 15 we talked about, but if not, he's got the 14. But crucial, he kind of got on that 15 right then. You know, just come out for the ball on the side here and kill the cue ball a little bit. Oh, he caught a piece of that ball.
And he came out okay, though.
Yeah, it could have turned out a little funny, though.
This is a race to 8. A little different from the 10 ball. It's 10 ball was 9. Finals will be a race to 10. The monies will be the same. We have 36 players. The top 16 players from the 10 ball, if you were with us, did not change. They were seeded. James was seeded. He was the 5th seed. Billy with a 766. Fargo was not seeded. The cutoff was at 771. We had 23 players over the 750 mark. And the top 16 were 771 or higher. And the first game goes to James Aranas with a break and run.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. Not only because of the rules, but just how well the guys break the balls. I think even if we were playing take what you make, you'd still see a lot of runs. And just as we talked about in that opening break, if either the solids or the stripes were very runnable, I think we're going to have a lot of that throughout the week.
The break dictates a lot, but these guys move the cue ball so well too.
Yeah, one thing I like is that here in the first 2 games, we didn't see the guys struggling with the rack. that right there is a good thing for me to see. And not only because we're in the booth and we're working it, but it's just, you know, it kind of slows down the momentum, the rhythm of the match, the pace.
And for the viewers too, who wants to watch a guy rack for 3 minutes?
Right, right.
So it goes quick with the triangle rack. Now he's gotten a good break here. The solids are nice and open.
Yeah, and he can get at this one that's a little covered up right now, it appears. Now, the thing is, it looks like he's got to probably go down table and take care of those 3 on the other end. I don't think he can really gain shape on the 4 or the 3 after he shoots that 7. But it's okay. He's got a 3 that's pretty clear later on to get on the 4, and then he'll just have to come down for the 8. So don't try to hold for this 3 or 4 now.
No, I would like to come up a little bit for the deuce or the 1, actually.
Well, he's got the deuce.
Yeah,
he's
got the deuce.
But the first shot was just saying he couldn't get on these other 2 that were near the 7 right then. So he's just got to play for these 3. You don't want to go back and forth, so you want to clear the 2, 5, and 1 while you're down here. Now, if the 5 passes, if the 5 passes the 1, just so you play a little safer, he could have just rolled that in and played the short side of the 5, and then you got the 5 and the 1.
Billy likes to move his cue ball right there. He just showed us.
Yeah, and I'm not. When he moved the cue ball there like that, George, it made me think he was maybe trying to get on the 3 to get on the 4.
Okay.
But that.
And having the 1 there where it would have made sense.
Yeah, he's in trouble now, though. He's got to make one heck of a shot with the bridge. He's got to dig on this cue ball.
Yeah, usually when I play 8 ball, when I'm trying to find a shot to shoot at, I want to have an escape.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to have a safety valve, another ball there, so I try to play shape on 2 balls at the same time, and pick out your pattern so that when you're down to that 1 ball, it leads to the next one.
Right, and it's 8 ball's much different than 9 ball, and that's why they complement each other. 9 ball, you're always looking for that angle, and 8 ball, you only get that angle when it tells you need it.
Right.
You play much heavier shots with slower cue ball movement.
I call it playing to a star pattern or a triangle pattern where you just stop, and you're able.
Right.
And I look for the way to get that.
Yeah, similar to the end of like a straight pull rack on a run. Okay, a double bridge. You don't see that very often, and that's mainly because he's got to get to the bottom of the cue ball.
He's laughing.
I think the way to do it normally is, okay, that works. But you can usually normally set the first one down regular and then tilt the second one on top.
He's left it up.
Yeah.
Now, notice Billy's wearing a new shirt, and it's called a Q-Tech shirt.
Yeah.
He's got a new sponsor. He's playing with the first time with a Q-Tech, 12.5 Q-Tech.
Like the new carbon fiber.
Synergy, carbon fiber Synergy. And so that's different for Billy. He's also wearing the glove.
Okay, he's playing safe here, I think. I don't think he's shooting at this. Wouldn't take a chance on. Oh, he is. Okay. Now did that say that the 12 didn't? That tells me maybe the 12 didn't pass the 5 either, because he definitely had a cut on the 12 ball.
It looks like the 12 passes the 5.
Yeah, and he'll want to go ahead and get on the.
If anything, half pocket.
Yeah.
He can get on it right now.
Yeah. Well, you get on the 14. You shoot the 15 away, and then. But the thing about the 11-12, when you got a couple balls like that close to each other, you realize perfection is not really needed. You got choices. You know, you really have a lot more of an area to get into. It's very hard to fall in a bad place on 2 balls like that. Now, he should just go ahead and go up there and get that 14 is what he needs to do.
Oh, he got a good bump there for the 13. That 5 could have gotten in the way.
Okay. So he'll come back for the 14 or go forward for the 14 now and shoot the 13 and then the 9 last. Ooh, man.
Oh, boy. Billy's happy here.
Yeah, that's a.
Now he's got to get an angle for this 3 ball or go to the 4 ball now. But get an angle to land on the 4 for the opposite pocket, the corner pocket.
It's kind of just in between. It's meaning. He's got to go right by the 5, right? I mean, right by the 8.
Right by the 8, right. Right by the 8 to the 3. A little bit of an angle so you can get over for the 14 for the same pocket.
Yeah.
And then come down for the 8 on the right-hand corner.
He's gotten a little flat. He's got to punch this now, which is actually one of Billy's strengths, kind of moving the ball with a flatter cue ball. Well, if he gets up on that ball, he could fall on top of this now. He's got to be careful. Real clean stroke there. Table has slowed up a bit, though. We commented about it the last couple matches of the 10 ball last night, that it just seems like at first it looks like it's the same, but just that last couple extra revolutions seem to have gone away.
It doesn't seem to be. Yeah, it slows down at the end. It's funny how that is. And that could be humidity. It plays a little wetter.
Well,
is that what they call it?
It's a really nice day out today. Like one of the nicer days in the last month that I've seen here in Vegas. Not even going to get to 100 degrees today. But I think it's more just the bed getting worn in, probably, George. Played a lot of matches on this in 3 days.
It's been in constant use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here he's got I might go at the 9 and 8 because I hate to cut this in and go up and down and just overhit it. All right, so.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he just hit it a little thick, and he had to put a lot of speed on the cue ball. Definitely was a missable ball.
Just told there for the side and take the 8 ball. Now James didn't have a good tournament in the 10 ball. He lost his first match. He had a bye, then lost his first match to Casper Madigan, 9-5. And then he beat James Barak, but then lost to Tyler Steyer. So he was out pretty quick of the 10 ball. Whereas Billy, I believe he went 9th through 12th, and he had some good wins. He beats Alex Pagulai in 9-4. And while he breaks the balls here, we are sponsored by CueSports International, Cyclop Balls, Discount Custom Apparel, Griff's Billiards, JB Cases, Kamui, Predator, Simonis Cloth. This is a 9-foot diamond being played with Simonis Cloth. They're using the Cyclop Hyperion balls. You'll notice the big number 8 on the 8 ball. For those of us that have to wear reading glasses to read the balls, see the numbers, we don't need them for that one. And the little circle, I guess you call it, around the number of the ball is a little octagon. It's not a circle.
Right.
It's kind of, you will get a close-up of it every so often. They're kind of cool. The setup ball, there goes the 10 to the side. Wow, he's making balls all over.
Yeah,
what a good break. Look at this break.
Yeah, the 8-ball break is very similar to the 10-ball break, meaning you have balls at 4 rail in the corners, the ones that are just inside it on the back row, 1 rail towards the upper corners, the 2 behind the 1 track towards those side pockets. So you can see a foot and a half between every ball. And again, it's really about the starters. Let's see. Is the 3 easy to get to? If
the 3 goes to both corner pockets.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, it leads to it from the 6 or the 4. Gets you to the 3 ball.
I'll tell you the 8. Does the 8 pass? Now that's a little bit more of a question that'll keep you away from the solids, maybe. Yeah, I think I stay with the stripes.
Well, you made 2 stripes. You made 1 stripe. I'm sorry.
1 stripe. Yeah.
You made
2 solids.
2 solids, 1 stripe.
And we are playing all ball fouls. Doesn't really have a ton of worry here, really, especially looking at the stripes. Now the 14 ball is one that is a little bit off, but with the 11 and the 9 being there, should be able to get at it pretty easy.
Sure.
And that's what he's going to try and do first here is get on the 9, shoot the 11 to get on the 9.
I think if he just shoots this real soft and leaves the ball right there, he can play the 9 and get on the he didn't
on nothing.
Yeah.
He's okay though. He cut the 9 and run right into that 7. no reason to shoot anything else, right? I mean, this 14 is just as this 14 ball is just as hard as or 15 ball is just as hard as the 9, and it doesn't really produce much as far as taking care of problems. I like him shooting the 9 ball and just come one rail right into that.
7.
Yeah, that's 7. There's not really an issue. You're not going to hit it real hard.
Here's where he wants to overcut this ball just a hair.
Just
that's
perfect.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Well, from here it looks like he should.
Yeah, come down and get on that 15 ball. That angle leads you to choices on the 13 and the 12. Just come one rail straight down at the 15. That's perfect. Now, 8 ball is a game, you know, that you start playing until you're around a bunch of pool players, like real pool players. When you start pool, a lot of times 8 ball is the one that, until you get around the people that really know, it's kind of the game you play, right? So a lot of players become pretty good 8 ball players at a young age as they're learning how to play. You really learn the game. Now, these two guys, I'm imagining, still play the game well. But I don't think they were I think they were the types that were around good pool players as soon as they started. So maybe not as much 8 ball experience at a young age as some others.
Well, the thing about 8 ball is, good view of the sponsors across the top. The thing about 8 ball is that it's pattern. The patterns, if you play a clean pattern with their cue ball control and their power to break, with an open break like you just saw, they're going to complete the runouts probably 80% of the time.
Yeah, and that's just their talent, being able to do that, and how great of players they are no matter what game. Just like if they were to go play snooker, they wouldn't play it like horribly or anything. But what I was getting at, George, is when we do have some situations where you really need some 8 ball knowledge for running out, we'll see what these guys have. Of course, they're going to break and run a bunch of racks just because of what
talent.
you said, how well they break the balls and just how great they cue the ball. But I'm interested to see whenever there's some of those outs where they have to make choices on breaking balls and stuff like that. Well, because there's some guys in the tournament that are some of the best in the world at it. That being like Darren Appleton and
Alex plays great.
Of course.
Shane plays great.
Yeah, Shane.
Both of those guys. But Billy here, for instance, he's got a problem with those 3 balls by the 8 on the lower left-hand side of your screen.
And he doesn't have a great starter on the solids.
The 1 and the 6. The 1 and the 6. 1 ball might go now.
Well, when you have issues, you really want choices on solids and stripes. That way you can really put a plan together. But when you really you're looking at a solid that you're probably a hair of an underdog to make, maybe if you shoot at a solid, well, then the game becomes very difficult. Now, the one good thing, he's got a couple of them that he may be able to break with. He may be able to do something with the 13 and come into that 10 and
15.
Yeah, 10 and 15. He may be able to do something with the 12 if he cleared the 13 away. He may be able to get an angle on the 12, like in the side maybe or in one of the corners. Now, here I would take a chance. I would probably try to come into these balls if I could, and I'm not really threatening the 8.
And that's one of the things, when you have issues like this, I personally, and I think from watching, for the last 3 years, watching these guys play 8 ball, that you go after the issue right away. You don't wait. And you go after it when there's things available. Now, he missed an opportunity there, but now he has to get on this 12 ball, probably to the side pocket, right there. And if he breaks him up and doesn't get a shot on either the 10 or the 15, he's got a safety valve of the 9 ball.
Right. It's a long-distance safety valve, but it's still something. And I'll tell you what else on the 12. I don't know if I would have got a ton of angle. I would have liked to have had a little bit because I think there's a short side position
for the 10,
and the
15.
I think they both go to the opposite corner. And not saying that you're going to play that, but it'd be nice to have that option maybe.
And he might do that. He missed the ball.
Okay, and that's, we're not going to. You got to get used to that new equipment. As great as new equipment is. Billy's making a change that he feels like is good for him, and I'm sure it is, but it still is a little bit of getting used to.
Right.
So a shot to the side pocket with speed like that. Okay, so good choice here. Don't mess with the 6 and 1. They both go in the side pocket. And the good thing is that 7 ball, you can leave it for last if you want it, because it goes down by the 10 as well. So you don't have to worry about that. Clean up that 6 and 1, get at that 2, and
yeah, this will clean up pretty nice. Plus that 7 ball, if you stop it there, you've got a nice clean shot on the 8. And
yeah,
that's what you look for. Is you look for that key shot, that a stop shot gets you to the 8.
and this is okay too. This is nothing wrong with that. When you have so many choices, meaning he'll shoot the 6 off here and leave the 2 last, which is correct. No reason to try and move the cue ball that much from the and get missable on the 6, right?
Missable, and if he gets an angle that takes him away from the position on the 8, then he doesn't like it. Right here, he's got clean position. It goes to either corner pocket. So,
well, and that's one very good reason, George, that you sometimes go against the rules. A lot of times you want to leave the ball closest to the 8 for the last, but in this position here, you don't want to make something missable when everything's so easy, right?
Correct.
So don't move the cue ball extra into maybe getting out of line on a 6 ball last, and now you miss it.
Yeah, that rule to leave the last ball straight in is not steadfast. It's a good guide, though. It'll win you a lot of games.
Yeah.
But that's a great example of it doesn't have to be that way, but in general, here's how you want to run these.
Yeah, and it's almost like extremes when you don't use that, meaning when everything's real easy, well, you can lean against that rule a little bit because you don't want to create something missable. Or when everything is very difficult, you may have to change it. Now, middle of the road, it's pretty standard. That's why you learn that, because 50-60% of the time you are going to leave the last ball on your run next to the 8.
Well, Billy has gotten himself in a little bit of a predicament here. He's trailing 4-0 in an alternate break format.
And a guy that's breaking the balls like perfect.
Really good, yeah. That's probably one of the best breaks I've seen in 8 ball.
Well, I'll tell you,
every time he's broken
looking
the
for a
balls,
shot because he's made so many, and he's going to have a nice one on the 3 in the side. He should.
Oh wow!
He'll move the 8 a little bit, but that's okay, and he can get at the 2, and then the 7, and then he's got the 4. Now the 6 is the one he's got to be a little concerned about.
He can probably take it right after. Well, he can't get to after the 3. He'll have to. He wants to get on the 7 after the 3 ball, probably.
Yeah, or the 2. The 7's a little more open from the center of the table than it appears right now.
Okay.
So if he, the thing here is don't do too much.
Yeah. Yes, he can play shape on the 7, and if he doesn't get what he likes, he's got the deuce.
Right. And he could even dink the 3 in right now.
Yeah, and just stay there off the 8.
Yeah, stay there off the 8 and play the 4 to get to the 6 somehow if he wanted afterwards. He's got a lot of choices. Me, myself, I would still direct my plan at getting at the 7 at some time or another.
He's perfect.
Okay, this doesn't.
I don't know that I like this.
Does this go around both of them?
It does.
Ooh, I think it's going to come
close.
It
might.
Oh, he's coming 2 in between. I see. Okay. All right.
He's left himself on the rail. He's in a little bit of trouble here.
A little bit.
No, he's still got the deuce.
Yeah. And that's why I would have maybe left those alone, and got at that 7 first. I would have taken care of the 2 balls on the bottom. Yeah. Because he's had the 4 in that upper corner to where he could have followed down for the backside of the 6 or slid over for the 6 in the same hole.
Yeah, I would have liked that. I probably would have gone that route. But we're just guessing, and he's playing.
Man, he's trying to say, man, if I just jack up, this is where it gets you, and you say, man, all I got to do is pop this in, stop my ball, and I got the 7, and really he's just got to roll this 6 in and take his distance on the 2. Now he's going to have to make it a little. All right, well, here we go. Position is making him shoot to where this is. Did he get there? Wow, he hit it perfect. What a great shot that was. Oh, don't shoot that. Yeah, just shoot the 2. You have so much room to the left side of that 15 ball. No reason to panic and shoot the 7 now. Yeah. And that's that space I was talking about.
Yeah, he's perfect.
There's a lot of space there to get on that ball. And
Billy is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, a couple misses and then really in a position to where the run wasn't very possible maybe. Quickly, though, 5-0.
Well, some of the matches, we got 7 other matches going. We had 4 10 o'clock matches this morning. But Shane trails Max Eberly 2-0. Skyler leads Brandon Schuff 3-1. Marco Tucher, our 10-ball champion, leads Michael Leahy 3-0. Alex Pagulayan over Jimmy Henry 5-1. Corey Dool trails Ike Reynolds 3-2. And Corey's a great 8-ball player, and so is Ike, though. Chen Cheng Lu is tied with Kurt Kobayashi.
Oh my! And a scratch on the break there too
to
compound things. So, not the early Sunday morning that Billy Thorpe wanted just yet.
Or not the first match with his new equipment.
Yeah, you know. He's not going to blame the equipment, that's for sure.
No.
James has played pretty well so far, and Billy's just had a couple of mistakes, but it can go quickly in these matches. And that Marco's, you know, he's being from the Netherlands, right? And
well, that's where he came from, but he moved to New Zealand about 3 or 4 years ago, is what he said, yeah.
Right, and that's one thing as far as the Europeans, when they start talking about really becoming pool players and as a living at a young age or early parts of their career, they learn how to play 8-ball. It's one of their foundation games along with straight pool. So I expect Marco to play 8-ball very well, especially as tactically sound as he was playing rotation.
Oh, sure. His cue ball, everything.
Yeah.
Shot making.
Thought process, demeanor. I think, you know, he's not afraid to take some extra time when he feels needed, and that bodes well for 8-ball. Now I'd go ahead and get rid of that 4 right now that I got so good, and that's the thing about 8-ball choice game. Yeah,
and he's perfect for it because he just brings it back right to where he's at now, and he plays the 2 and then the 8.
Well, he's going to take the cut on the 4 to come a few rails behind the 8, I guess, is what it looks like. And again, it's about. That's what I mean as far as, like, I don't think these guys maybe have the complete foundation of 8-ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, in 8-ball, even though things look a certain way, you stick to what you've been taught since you started playing it, which is very little cue ball movement. See if he didn't have an open pocket there, how things could be.
Sure. A little bit harder, it goes to the rail.
Sure. Well,
no,
he's got this.
No, he's got it right off the 11.
Don't shoot this in the corner. I mean, you cannot miss it off the 11 in the side. I mean, there's no way to miss it. You can't even get to the upper point and miss it. Yeah.
And that's 6-0. Yeah. One of the other matches I failed to mention is Torsten Homan over Michael Jednek, 3-1.
Yeah, Michael, a very solid player from the New York area, and another one that I believe probably plays pretty solid 8-ball because a really solid 9-ball and straight pool player. Good to see Ike out playing.
I used to like playing Ike years ago when they had the BCAPL at the Riviera. He'd always be in the little challenge on the challenge table playing for 10 a game, and I'd get on there and play him for a little bit.
Well, do we have a score on Schuff and Woodward yet? Yeah, 3-1 for Skyler.
Yeah.
Man, that break there. Oof.
That's a devastating break. He breaks like that, and as he comes into his own, you might say, like that 4 and 2 ball was a good example of how he almost got in trouble. Had he just pocketed the 4 and drawn it back a little bit, he's straightened on the 2 for the 8. As he sees those little nuances, he's going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah. Well, and it's like when you learn anything, it might take a while sometimes to convince or be convinced. Well, don't skip any steps, you know. So even though, you know, he's a 9-ball player right now, so. He sees angles, whereas as like we talked about just a few minutes ago, 8-ball is very much about keeping that straight line and full on the balls a lot of times because there's so much traffic.
And usually the less movement on the cue ball, the better off you are with 8-ball.
Right. Well, that was surprising. I thought I know he wanted to clear the 12 first before breaking, but that extra ball there really wasn't ever going to be a problem, I didn't think. Oh, he's going to draw off the 7. Okay.
He's...
Okay, he got there. It's actually going to work out very nice for him to where he can shoot the 13, the 11, shoot the 9, and have the, what is that, the 14 left and then the 15 last, I believe. I'd get at that 9 sooner than later. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going to have to shoot the 15 now and go into the 9 for the 14.
Well, I think he can draw above. I think the 9 goes, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, from just a little cut shot, and then you got the 14 left.
I like trying to hit him right in the middle.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Tied it out.
Yeah, that's why I would have stayed away from trying to hit him myself anyways, just because it did go. You could throw it in and hold the ball, but I bet he still ends up okay. And we'll see.
And that 8 ball just doesn't want to get out of his way. Is it past? He's going to try.
it
It goes to the side. The 11 goes to the side if he has to get to it. And the 9 ball leads him there. He can just kind of go up 2 rails.
Yeah, I think it even goes by the 8 in the corner if he really needs to get that as well.
And that's what he played for.
Now watch out for that 6 right there. You don't want to catch a piece of that 6 and go off in that side pocket. Don't think it's going to be an issue.
He's picking it up pretty quick, isn't he?
Well, the break tells you that that's going to remain that way as well. Really, realistically, there would have been some issues a little bit running the other balls, but the way James is broke, he could have probably ran the solids or the stripes every game he broke.
Yeah, well, these 2 young guns will see a lot of each other in the future because, see, James is 27, I believe Billy's 23.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing each other for a long time. And we'll see some scores like this probably from time to time in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, 8 ball even more so
than
sometimes
10 ball, sure.
than 10 ball because once these guys get control, they're really not going to give it back very often, you know. And they know that once they run 4 or 5 balls, you're not going to see them try to play safe.
No,
so you're going to see them shoot out of some things as well when they're an underdog that you in 10 ball they would just lay up and play safe. So.
Well, he's going to take the.
He's got to really.
Solids, yeah. He's going to get on this ball immediately. This is great. He comes down here. Whoa.
Okay.
He'll just nibble the 8. He's got the 1 for insurance.
A little elevated. Still shouldn't be a problem, but you can see he's going to have to come for the 3 last all the way back down for the 8. He's not going to get on the 3 now. He's going to peel off this 5 and 4.
He leads. Can he come down for this?
Yeah, he's just going to run into the 10, I think.
10?
I think so anyways. You're right. It's close.
Yeah, it's a little close.
He's just spinning by the 10 now, it looks like.
He can get behind it.
Did he didn't get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to make a long-distance shot on the 3.
It looked like he got a little funny angle on it, and it got tough for him.
Yeah. So a big shot, you know, he's down 7-0, but a big shot as far as like getting more time at the table at least. Of course, if you're going to make an amazing comeback, it starts here.
Well, the way James, that's a nice shot.
Great shot.
Oh, yeah.
Very confident stroke there.
The way
How's he
James
going to get dead straight on him?
Pretty much. They just follow a little bit, play it in the side, or will he just go ahead and cheat it? And
I don't think he's going to cheat it. Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Okay, might have got on top of this ball here. Yeah, big trouble. Big trouble. He may be able to cut it in the side, though. He can bank it as well, and we all know, like the most of the pool world knows, of Billy's banking ability.
Our matches will be at 12. 2 live stream matches will be at 12, 2, 4, and 6. Very same as the 10 ball that we had the last 3 days. So again, thank you guys out there for joining us, supporting CSI's live streams.
He's got to really pinch this cue ball now to get to dodge the scratch, drawing it down softly.
Looks like he made it. Nice shot.
Nice shot.
And he gets on the board.
It gets on the board only to watch this break again, though. So, I mean, but it's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And again, I think he may not get back to the table, but if he does, I think it really is going to help Billy in the long run here, getting a little bit of extra time in this opening match, even though trailing 7-1.
Well, some of the other matches, Max Eberle leads Shane Van Boning 3-0. Skyler over Brandon Schuff 4-1. Marco Tutcher over Michael Leahy 4-0. Alex over Jimmy Henry 6-1. Corey Duell and Ike Reynolds tied at 3. Cheng Lu and Kurt Kobayashi. Kobayashi leads 3-2, and Torsten over Michael Jednek 4-1.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's see.
Well, if he can get a shot at the solids, they're pretty doable.
I believe the 4-ball goes past the 3-ball and into the corner pocket. He's lined up almost straight in. He's got a shot on the 7-ball at the top of the table if he wants solids, or the 9-ball at the top of the table if he wants stripes.
Well, they're both doable, but the solids really open things up. Yeah. That's the one thing I like about the solids. You can clear these 4. You take the 3 away, and depending on how you fall in the 3, you might shoot the 1 in the side to open, or probably the 3, and then the 6 fall up for the 1 in the same corner as the 3, and that opens the 8 by the 12. So I would have wanted to get those other ones before I took care of these, but
does the 12-ball, the 8-ball go by the 12?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I would probably get at that 3 now, but it's up to him, I guess. He's okay, though. The center of the table is so open that he can leave the 3 last to come around for the 1 in the same hole. Or if he falls full on it, he can shoot the 1 in the side. Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
So, but if he wanted to peel these off now, but I think now I'm looking at it, I might leave the 3 last, second to last anyways. He doesn't have to break them now. Doesn't have to go into anything, I don't think. Yeah, get rid of 8 balls of very much a 1 half of the table game, and then you deal with the other half of the table. So
I like working in sections.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's going to get the 3-ball now, and then probably play the 1 in the side. I don't think he's going to.
Okay, does that tell me that he needs to brush the 8 open?
No, I think it goes.
Okay.
Because he wasn't concerned about it.
So he'll fall over for the 2 in the corner and probably the 5 in the side and get some type of little cut shot on the 8. But maybe a little bit of lack in experience for an 8-ball for James,
right
but
here.
you can see this break can take him to the finals, that's for sure, and win the tournament. I mean, this break here
that break is just that, wow.
Well, that's one of the reasons that Shane is one of the top ones in the world at 8 balls. I mean, he plays the game very well, obviously, also, but when you can break like that and have choices, yeah, he got out of line, so he's going to have to shoot the 8 from a little distance, and this was the worry for me. He's going down for the 8 in the side. Look at this. He didn't get there.
Didn't get there.
And this is a very odd,
he'll be cutting it.
Very odd decision right there. He could have cut the 8. It definitely went by the 12. He could have cut the 8 from the center of the table, kind of like a spot shot. And had the 11 there that offered no scratch probably. But
well, here you spoke of his inexperience playing 8-ball. When he got up for those last 2 balls up past that 13, look at this shot. Wow, tough. Had he played safe for both, instead of just getting 1, he could have played the 5 first, then the deuce, and drawn straight back for the 8.
Right. And when I say lack of experience, it's a little
just
bit of a guess.
Yeah.
Just a guess, I'm guessing. You know, just something I'm guessing. Just that both these guys really spent a lot of time early with rotation more than 8-ball. And Billy knows crazier things have happened, so. Okay, that's got to go. That's got to go.
Oh, wow. Well, now he's going to
Okay.
he's going to go back and forth. He's landing on the right side there.
Hair shorter, though. He's shooting a combination.
Or he's just going to hold. No, he's just going to hold it one rail. Does he go 3?
It's close.
It's
I
close,
think it's
yeah.
close. This angle, to me, from the overhead camera, always tells me it's a bit thinner than what the camera tells me. So it kind of makes me think he'll go 3 rails, and maybe not. Maybe he'll hold it up. Okay,
he held it
nice
up
shot.
nicely. And that'll get him the W for this game. Just got to slow down a little. On the back of his mind, Billy's thinking, here comes a 7-pack of my own.
Well,
don't we always think that way?
Yeah, fighter's chance, that's for
right.
sure. And
I'm still here.
And again, I think it really just going to help Billy with the new equipment also, but just a little more time at the table.
Well, Max has extended his lead 4-0 over Shane. Max had a good 10-ball tournament. He just his results weren't really there, but he's playing well.
Both his losses were
both his
very
losses.
close, and Hill Hill on one of them, and next to Hill Hill on the other, and had some nice wins also.
Yeah. Marco Toucher is now 5-0 over Mr. Leahy.
Sounded like a dry break. Now the cue ball is getting sent down, so I'm not sure how great the starter is going to be for James.
A little hard to see from this angle. Here we go.
I'm not sure he has anything besides the 5. Not sure he has
He
that
might-
either.
sure he has-
Does he have the 13 all the way down? He does have that.
He does the 13, yeah.
And
Yes,
that's
he
actually
does.
the shot you probably want to shoot. I mean, meaning
Closest to the
stripes.
cue ball.
And
Sure,
the
and the
stripes.
stripes, yeah.
I like the way the stripes look. Very easy to get at most of them. And that's the one thing about when you're limited on shots, you'll usually find the ones that go. Because
You
it's
have to.
yeah.
These guys will find it. That's one thing they do is recognize opportunities.
You know, this is just a 9-ball shot here, one he makes all the time. Oh, he hit it thick. He hit it thick, trying to ease the ball a little bit. And now Billy's got another opportunity to get time at the table and put another beat on his side.
Yeah, and he's got an open table. Nothing's been claimed yet. Looks like he'll stay with the solid stripes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially if
Now
the
he's-
13 goes.
He's looking at the 6, I think.
Well, he can get on the 1. That one with the 3. So the stripe from now on, the balls have changed a little bit. The thing is, he may have to take it as the. All right, he's going to take these. He's going to try and get up on the 9. Careful now. The first shot, you have to play with a guarantee. And you have to realize that things will develop. When you're a great player, you're not going to sit there and keep running balls and not develop. So like he could have, if he's worried about the 10 and the 13, he had the 15 up top. He had the 9. He could have shot in the side and just gently opened them. He had a lot of things that are going to happen if you just get the run started. Don't go out of your way. It does happen, though. I mean, you see, oh, man, I can just shoot this and go up here and take care of these real quick. But you have to be able to recognize if there's danger involved.
Well, they've been playing rotation, and moving the cue ball was what they want to do. And he wanted to move the cue ball to position. Got a little extra spin on the ball that went up on him and put himself in trouble.
Well, and that's another thing as far as once you play 8-ball enough, you kind of get those disciplines, meaning you know, oh, man, I'm starting to move the cue ball a lot. You start to get that feeling that you're not playing it the correct way, and you have to really kind of like remind yourself that, hey, calm down, small cue ball movements. I'll figure out the pattern here.
And these guys will recognize it right away, too. Something like that will just put it in the back of his head that, hey, well, Billy's played in the 8-ball tournaments before.
Yeah, and really James he's got some options here. He could chip the 4 and come down here back on the back side of the 8 on the end rail, and really Billy wouldn't have anything at all. He can do the same off of this, off this 7 ball.
Down by the 8 here.
Don't think it's quite so natural, meaning you got to hit it kind of off angle thick and follow through it. But yeah,
I like play a straight safe and just leave the cue, follow that ball straight down.
Yeah, but I'm saying that hit is much funnier than just coming across the 4 and running it, believe it or not. You may double kiss it and set it up for the 14 on the side. It's just not quite so natural, I think.
I see what you mean.
I'd like to shoot that because you don't have to let the cue ball run, but I like 2 diamonds to get safe.
I think he's seen it.
Yeah.
Or is he going to go for the shot?
That's what I was going to say also. He could go for the 7 as well. I wouldn't want to reposition the 1 or any of those balls. But falling through this ball is a little more challenged, meaning you got to hit it well. And now it got away from him a little bit. But if he puts the 2 in front of the side, he's got him covered up anyways.
Yep.
Doesn't really have much of anything again. And really almost nowhere to run. He's got to run the cue ball up underneath the 3 again, right? He's got to come off that 15 ball.
That 15 ball and just leave it up on top, yeah.
You leave it up by the 3?
Yep. He's going to try to put him up against the 3. No, he's just going to put it up there.
Okay.
And James has the same shot.
Of some sort, anyway.
Some sort, off the 4 to get behind the 8.
Yeah, he definitely has that, for sure.
If he goes by the 8, he does give up the 14 ball to the side.
Or the corner
right.
once the 4 is moved. But it's one that, I mean, you're supposed to lay it down on that chalk pretty good right there in that middle of the end rail or real near it. He could come off the 3 and do the same thing. But I think, okay, he's running him back to the backside all the way over because he definitely doesn't want to give up that 15 ball. Okay, did he give him the 10 in the corner, though? Does the 10 go by the 11 in the corner?
It looks like it does.
Another thing Billy can do is...
actually, from here, it doesn't look like it does.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Nope.
Another thing Billy can do is, I think, shoot the 13 away and stick him right there on the 10. Now, you don't want to leave him the cross corner on the 3, so you got to be aware of that. But I'm not so sure he'll give him anything, right? If he shoots the 13 away and leaves him on the bottom of the 10, what is that? Does he leave anything at all?
No.
A cross corner on the 5 is all, and that's not easy. Billy's he's gearing up. He's jumping this ball.
He's playing the 15 to the side.
Yeah. Oh, he caught the 10. Caught the 10. Now this ball hanging up may help him.
That's going to help him a lot for the 3.
Yeah, and he actually moved the 10 a little bit to where it covered the 1 up even more.
Right. So we're going to have a little chess match here for a game.
You would think, anyways.
Or we're going to watch some good shots made.
Right.
Good position play and open them up. Actually, he's got a good starter here. He can come up and go ahead and play this 4 ball and come around.
And get on the 6 on the side?
Get on the 6 on the side, the 2 on the side, or the 6 on the side.
Yeah. I'd like to be a little short of the 6 on the side. Maybe I can break them balls open. But he can also play the 5 across, kind of like give himself a little more protection near that big cluster of balls and bring the cue ball down table. Of course, I think you do have to open the 2 ball up, though. We had a real fast-paced 9 games. We're going to have 1 game here that may take as long as those 9.
I think more than likely we're going to see that from match to match because they can't break them wide open all the time.
Was he break open here? He definitely played this with some kind of intention of getting either opening the 1 or opening the 3 or something. Yeah, I like that. I know it could have been a bad thing, but
Well, look what it's done to the. Well, he's going to be playing the 2-ball on the side anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's going to.
Is he going to
bank
he's
this?
looking at
This
this
doesn't
bank
go, does it?
6-ball, the 3-ball?
No, he can't bank
No,
that.
he can't do anything with it there. He's trying.
Well, he'll teach me something if he banks that one in.
Wow.
Wow, he must. Got to kiss it, right? Yeah. I didn't think there was any chance. Now, what's going to happen here? I'll tell you what.
He's done pretty well.
He ain't done bad, I'll tell you that. The 3's in the way. The 14's a tough shot.
The 9 doesn't go between the 6 and the 14 in the side.
Yeah.
For a bank. Otherwise, I think Billy would jump all over that bank shot right away.
Billy's got to make one tough shot on the 14 in the upper right.
He doesn't want to open up the 2-7 because he wants to leave that there for James to work with.
Yeah.
He's going to have to, it looks like.
Well, I wouldn't concern myself. I mean,
Yeah.
James can shoot the 2 in the side and open the 7. So, however you want to make this ball that you feel like is best for you.
Just make it.
I overcut it. Just a touch.
And he's left the 1 ball to get things started.
Yes, he has. And okay, he's going to roll this in and try and get on probably the 6 in the corner. He's got the 2 also if he wants to go past all these balls, but he needs angle on the 2 when he shoots the 2 so he can open that. Oh man, that was a big miss there. That was not something you see very often by James. You see misses, but
look what he's going to do. No, he didn't do anything. The ball goes.
I mean,
he doesn't give him the full ball, but
right.
Yeah. I think I'd start out with this 10-15 combo.
I think I would get the 9 out of there, and then you just got that half of the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 9's not like a big issue or anything, but he's shooting a 3-ball combo. Now, don't hit this hard, Billy. You want to. You don't. Okay.
Well, now he's
okay.
created a little bit of a problem. He's okay, but it's a little bit of a problem with the 11.
Yeah. And the 10, that's the thing about the 10 ball. You're going to have short position on the 10 now. And that's why you maybe didn't want to have to shoot this ball away on the second shot. Still should be. I mean, Billy, great player, should get through this. I like that shot there, playing with a lot of control, trying to get on the 11.
Getting rid of it fast, too.
Now pay attention to this one, though. You don't want to make this off the 2 and somehow the 2 knocks the 7 down there near your 9.
He's behind the 3.
He's okay, though. He's got the 9.
Yeah. Oh, he's not behind the 3. He's got a shot. Now he just wants to get to the 9 off this ball. Nice angle for it, or just.
Yeah, just take the distance. Come 2 rails out right by the head string. No reason to try and get very close. And that's what I mean about discipline playing this game. Meaning policy should say to yourself, my policy is I don't try to get close. I sacrifice distance in this game because it only takes 1 shot for you to overhit, getting a little closer. You get up behind the 3 and cost you to set.
Yeah.
Okay, still getting used to that shaft. You can tell just on that shot right there. Overcut it to the pocket a little bit.
But he's got 3 of his own games.
Yeah, and he's got to fade another what will be a great break by James, I'm sure.
He hasn't disappointed yet.
No, and very standard to the 10-ball break, that nice full pop.
Now, how did I forgot how Billy stole the game back off his break? He missed the ball.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a difficult run out.
Yeah, there was a couple of little clusters. Clusters, clumps, whatever you choose to call them. Well, let's just watch this break here. So like you said, it's like the 10-ball break.
Yeah, identical, really. It's not a big hit. I mean, the timing of the swing makes it look like, and the explosion of the rack makes it look like he's really going 100%, but he's not.
Wow.
And this will probably end the match, this break right here, just dressed up on the 4-ball perfectly. He's got choice on the stripes as well.
What did he make? 3 stripes? 3 solids? No, 2 solids. He made
yeah,
2
two
solids.
solids and one no stripes, but he can shoot the 9-12 off as well. The one thing about that is I would probably take the 14 away first, open the 10 up. If I was going to go with stripes and get at that 9, I want to open the 10 up.
I like your first selection. That 4-ball is the opening shot, and then just take care of the 2 on the bottom, go to the 3, the 1, and then the 8.
Yeah, the concern with the solids only is that last solid, the black one, the 8. Otherwise, if the 8 was open, he would already been running these solids. He's wanting to make sure, but the 8 goes by the 14 in the side. So if you shoot the 4, come up for the 1, right?
I would shoot the 4 and take care of the 2 balls on the bottom or the 3.
Well, with the 8 being like it is, I think I like the 4, 1, 3, lay on the side rail for the 6, and then I shoot the 7 in the opposite corner, and then I just roll forward for the 8 in the side. So, but there's a lot of ways to do things.
Sure.
And the reason why I said that is only because of the 8 ball. If the 8 was a little more open, I go with the 2 you were talking about. But those really lead me to the 8 easily. So I think it's the 1, the 3, stay straight on the 6, play the short side position on the 7 in the opposite corner, and then you just come to the end rail and up towards the 8 in the
sure,
side.
For the side. I got you. Yeah, this looks good for him.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's just because the 8. That's the only reason. If the 8 was a little more open, I'd like to go take care of the 6, 7 a little quicker, I think. But there's really kind of like, besides missing, this is like a no-fault. He broke the ball so well, there's really like a no-fault pattern, really. Yeah, there you go. And no reason to ever try to bounce out and play the ball in the same hole.
Stop it there for the 7 in the corner, yeah.
And that's maybe one good way to look at 8 balls is look at it and say, man, what does stopping my ball do for me right here? A lot of times it does pretty good things.
Well, that's the whole thing about 8-ball. If you can find that pattern like he just did there and you explained earlier, it's just a stop shot.
Yeah, especially when you break like James has.
And there it is.
Billy Thorpe will get a little practice in with his new equipment, and he's just going to get better and better with that. He's got to realize and enjoyed this first match in the U.S. Open 8-ball.
We'll be back at 2 o'clock with Darren Appleton and Tyler Steyer.